I got this Type 3S jacket and I was very excited about it. I was over the moon by it, especially when I put the medium on and it fit. So I was gonna wear it to work and I threw it on and I was like, oh yeah, I'm hot as fuck. I look so good. So I put it on and I went to go brush my teeth, which is a horrible idea. And what I did was I put the toothpaste on my toothbrush and then I put the toothbrush in my mouth and I just kind of opened my mouth and a ton of toothpaste fell right on the jacket and I was like, oh my God, I got toothpaste on my jacket. And I like tried to clean it off and it kind of got worse and worse. I don't want to wash the jacket yet, but hopefully it doesn't bleach a lot of the fabric. Anyways, you'll probably see it. So I know what you're probably thinking. You probably are like, Michael, why are you wearing a different jacket when you're supposed to be reviewing the Type 3S by 3Sixteen? The reason for that is I can only fade one jacket at a time and I'm trying to put every single second that I possibly can into one jacket at a time. It's not easy. I am wearing a sugarcane Type 2. You can see the boob pockets. Anyways, today I want to talk about the 3Sixteen Type 3S, specifically this time in double black, black warp, black weft. And this jacket is really specifically one of the best denim jackets that I've ever come across. I think in the denim community, it's pretty well regarded as basically being one of the king denim jackets if you're going to get a denim jacket. Okay, so from 3Sixteen, they say, our Type 3S denim jacket pays homage to the classic Type 3 design with a few noticeable differences. I'll go over those. Basically, 14.5 ounce denim that will fade with high contrast. Just like a lot of stuff that 3Sixteen does as a company, it's very high contrasty and cool kind of fades. What I like to say about their shadow selvage denim and even their double black denim is that it looks wet. Like the contrast fades are so much and it's such a interesting color contrast that it looks like the jacket is just like wet with indigo. I said that about the Taylor Stitch waffle jacket too that I reviewed, and I really like that look. I like when a jacket looks just like soaked with indigo and you can see like the veins of fades coming through. Really like that, and that's what you're gonna get with this jacket unless you do a lot of machine washes in between. Okay, so really the first thing I want to talk about is the actual fabric of this jacket, and this also applies to the Shadow Selvage one too, but this denim used on the jacket is very uniformly woven. If you're looking for a really slubby or a neppy or any variation from almost perfect uniformity in the jacket, this may not be the jacket for you. But one thing that I do really like is that the threads of the jacket are pretty thick. So it has a uniform texture, but you can actually see the threads and it looks like a little ropey. So when you look close, it's pretty nice. But not a lot of slub, not a lot of nep. It's a mid-weight fabric. It's basically what you're gonna get generally for a denim jacket. The jacket that I'm wearing right now is 14 ounces, I wanna say, or maybe 15. I'll have to double check on that. I'll put it right here. But it's an average weight fabric. It's not too heavy. It's definitely not lightweight. It's definitely not heavyweight. It's what you're gonna get. I would have loved it though if they did this in a 19 ounce fabric just because I really like heavyweight denim, but it does make it a bit more versatile though because you can wear it in a wider array of temperatures, so that's always nice. And really, if you need a denim jacket for warmth, you're gonna put something under it. I'm wearing one today and I'm okay. It's 59 degrees outside. If it got 50 or lower than that, 40s definitely, I'm definitely gonna put a flannel on or a wool sweater or something like that just to stay comfortable. So really not a big deal, although if you do have a heavier weight denim, of course it's gonna be warmer, even if it's marginally so. Last thing about the specifics of the fabric is the tightness of weave. So really, like I said, a denim jacket doesn't offer much, if any, insulation value itself. It doesn't trap a lot of air. It doesn't really hold a lot of warmth in or anything like that. But what's really important though is when you want to look for the warmth level or breathability of a denim jacket or pants or jeans, anything in denim, is how tight the weave of the actual denim is. And that's really important because if it's not that tight, you're gonna let a lot of air through, thus moving the air that your body is warming up outside and just keeping you cold. If it's really tight and a lot of air stays in, it's gonna warm up a little bit. The difference, I don't wanna say is marginal, but it's not anything like, oh God, this is a warm jacket. It's more of like, oh, this jacket is kind of warmer than this jacket with a looser weave. And what I like about the Type 3S is that it's really tightly woven. I get a jacket or pants or anything like that and I just flip a light on. I always use the same light, but I put the denim up against the light and I like to see how much light I can see through. Not right up against, like 2 or 3 feet away. And some denim you'll put it up there and it will look like a starry night sky and you can see how loosely woven it is, and some denim it's gonna be nearly dark. Actually, another cool detail about the fabric is the fact that it's really brushed on the inside. So obviously it's a raw denim jacket, so the denim is stiff and starchy until you start to wash it and break it in. But even right off the bat when you get it, the inside you'll notice there's a very kind of soft, hairy texture over it. That's because the inside of the jacket is brushed, so all that fabric that could be kind of popped up, that's not all uniform in length, is up. It's not as fuzzy as a flannel, but it is kind of remnant of a flannel, which is cool and definitely does actually add to the warmth factor because it'll add a few more places where air can get trapped between the fibers. So that is really cool. And all that kind of leads into what makes the Type 3S such a special denim jacket, and that is the attention to detail and the kind of listening that 3Sixteen does to the customer, and really just real life wearing a jacket makes this $265 jacket basically outclass every other denim jacket there is. I mean, obviously there's different strokes for different folks. I also want to say that I haven't tried on every single denim jacket in the world. There's some that have a very light lining, stuff like that, that all adds to the different factors. But what I really like is that this is a plain Type 3 denim jacket with a lot of thought into it. Real quick intermission, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. Okay, back to the review, sorry. They do have a lot of fine details that make this just a jacket that you look at and you say, you know, I can see the thought that went into this. It's not just high quality fabric, it's that the people designing it looked at it and said, how can we make this the best denim jacket that we can think of? And really, the most obvious kind of look at that is that the cuffs and the pockets are lined in a fine well corduroy that honestly just makes the jacket feel that much better, and that's something I really like about it. Put your hands in your hand warmer pockets. Also, big plus that these jackets have a hand warmer pocket. I hate how many jackets don't have hand warmer pockets. This Type 2 that I have doesn't have hand warmer pockets, and people are always like, oh, put it in your pocket. And I'm like, it's not as easy as you think. I don't have the room. I can't take that or hold that for you. One time my girlfriend was wearing this Type 2 jacket, and this lady was having her try soup, and my girlfriend was trying to put her phone and her wallet and stuff in the side pockets, and she ended up just like flailing like this, like going back and forth looking for the pockets. And I was like, it doesn't have those pockets. And she was like, that's dumb. And yeah, it is. It's really dumb. I'm so glad that Naked and Famous started adding side pockets. I'll talk about side pockets at a different time, but hand warmer pockets, but when you put them in the Type 3S, what's really nice is that there is corduroy. And corduroy is a tough fabric and adds a little bit of insulation. I mean, they say it's for comfort around the cuffs, but also it really helps. I notice when I stick my hand out the window of my 2014 Camry, not a lot of air goes into my sleeve and then goes into my jacket and makes me feel cold. So that's really nice. Also, corduroy and hand warmer pockets is a tradition that goes way, 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 way back. The earliest example I can think of is World War II peacoats, and they would line the pockets, the hand warmer pockets, with corduroy because it felt a little warmer and felt nice to put your hands in. So that's a really nice detail. Also, a really great detail is the zigzag stitching under the collar. Adds a little bit more structure to the collar and looks really cool when it starts fading. Adds a little bit of strength too, I believe. All stuff like that. It's just a nice detail to have. This is kind of a 316 thing, not limited to the Type 3S jacket. I think it's on almost all of their jackets, but they have a cross back or something like that. I'll show you what it looks like, but it makes the fabric drape a little bit different. I really didn't notice it too much. It does add a nice little look though. I believe that this is a 6-pocket jacket. Originally, I actually read that there was a hidden pocket, and I remember when I first got the jacket, I was just looking for it like crazy, and then I realized I think they meant like the inner bucket pocket where the hand pockets are. On the inside, there's kind of a second pocket there. A little thing that I don't like about those inner bucket pockets is the fact that, and this is kind of a universal thing, I don't know the solution to it, how they would stitch it differently to not have this problem. I don't think they can. But the inner pocket where the hand warmer is perfect size to fit your phone. So I really like to get out of my car and put my phone in that inner pocket, but the only problem is that if I want to then stick my hands in the hand warmer pockets, I can't, because the phone is in this weird middle, like upside down universe where the phone is in the pocket, but my hand is also trying to get into the pocket, and they're sharing the same space, so I can't really fit my hand in there, and that kind of sucks. I don't really know how they would fix that besides taking those kind of inner pockets and moving them somewhere else, but then that would probably add unwanted stitching on the outside of the jacket unless they added a lining, so I don't know how they would fix that. Another detail that I really like, and I'll talk about on a lot of jackets, is the buttons of the jacket. I don't like the buttons on my sugarcane jacket. Kind of boring. They remind me of nickels. Not really a big fan of nickels, so they don't get me like that. But the 316 jacket has these like donut buttons, I think that's what they're called. And they're really, really nice. They have a nice solid feel to them. They're very slightly rounded, which I really, really like, so they reflect light well. And they're super bright. They're silvery, so they reflect the light. They're kind of loud, they're kind of flashy. On an all black jacket, That looks amazing, and I love buttons like that. I think it says 316 NYC on it, which is cool too. Just all around, honestly, really cool buttons. I mean, they work like regular buttons. There's nothing special about them, but they look cool. Okay, so now the big thing about this jacket that we need to talk about is the sizing. And I say we need to talk about it, sounds like a BuzzFeed article, but you know what I mean. So there's a lot of weird things online about people being like, my jacket fits this way, my jacket fits that way. The sizing is really consistent. There's not anything wonky about that, but the sizing itself is pretty wonky. It's kind of this weird space where it's like, okay, I regularly wear a small, should I wear an XXL? Like, that's how weird the sizing is. Not actually that extreme. I don't want people to be like, ooh, what the hell is that? It's actually a lot calmer than that. I usually wear a small or 38. Sometimes companies say that's a medium, sometimes they say it's a small, whatever. But I'm kind of a super impulsive person, and I was like, I want this jacket right now. And the only size that wasn't sold out was an XL, and I'm usually a small, like I said, and I was like, we'll try it. People say it fits pretty small. So I bought it and it didn't fit. No one was surprised that it didn't fit, but it was something that didn't fit, but not enough where I put it on right away, and I was like, oh my god. Like, nothing really kind of stood out as it not fitting, besides like it being too long. I really liked that I could layer sweatshirts and stuff under it. The sleeves were too long, but it wasn't too wide, which was an interesting thing. I sold that jacket, obviously didn't fit. Got a medium, and the medium actually fits basically spot on. It's a great length, it's a great sleeve length, everything like that. The sleeves are super incredibly slim, although I do have big arms. That's the one thing everybody I've dated says. They're like, wow, your arms are pretty big, pretty strong. I'm like, I know, they are pretty big, but yeah, the denim will definitely stretch if I wear this jacket long enough. Like I said, I haven't been wearing it a ton, but the sleeves are very, very slim, and they have very high armholes, so it really slims your silhouette, but it is a little bit of a cause for concern if you're in between sizes. You should definitely size up and maybe go the size above that if needed. So I like to kind of put jackets on a sliding scale, with one end being like a roomy farmer boy fit where it's like a Carhartt, or you know, those really boxy type jackets. And then on the other end, you have like the city slicker. This is a fashion jacket. It's not supposed to be worn on a farm. But I would put my sugarcane type 2 jacket closer to the farm fit, a little slim, but it's a boxy jacket. I can fit a pretty big sweater underneath it and not really be that worried about it. So it is a pretty roomy fit. The type 3S by 316 though is definitely a city slicker, slim fit, and it gets to the point where my biggest pet peeve on a jacket is when I can't take my arms and kind of cross them around me like I'm doing a hug to no one, like my tightest hug. I can probably do like 95% of that hug, and then it starts to pull, and that I really hate that. That's my biggest pet peeve on a jacket. Starts to drive me crazy after a while because I'm like, I gotta hug something. But the nice thing about denim is that it should stretch. I just haven't worn this jacket enough for it to stretch. I debatably could get a large, but it looks like the threshold from large to medium is where they add an inch of length on the fabric, like in the length of the jacket. Really don't want that, so I'm gonna stick with a medium, try and break it in. And really the last thing is, how does this jacket fade? I haven't worn it long enough to fade it, but there's some amazing examples online. I'll toss one in right now. This is what inspired me to get the jacket. It's a guy from Reddit. I'll put his username below, but that is the potential that this jacket has to fade, and when you look at that fade, it's like, woo! So I highly recommend that you get it if you're looking for a great type 3. This is probably the best one that I've ever seen. If there's another one, I'll update my list. Maybe I'll make a list of great jackets in the future, just because I have like 8 denim jackets right now, but this is one of the best, and if you don't have one and you're looking for a denim jacket, I highly suggest it.